Hello, majors. How are you? So I promised you that we were going to have this really quick review. So I want to go through a couple things really fast before you take your test. So we're going to work on adding polynomials and subtracting polynomials. And then as we go along, we'll touch on some other things as well. So first thing is when we're adding polynomials, what we're going to do is we're going to take everything that we have and we're going to write it in standard form. Okay. So that means standard form means you're going to put it in order from great to least according to your degree. So the highest degree that we have here is x to the fourth and 2x to the fourth. So I'll just write that. So I'll start with 2x to the fourth, and then I'm going to cross that out. Sorry. Okay, so 2x to the fourth, I cross that out, and then I have an x to the fourth, I'll cross that out. So then I have a 3x, that's a positive 3x to the third degree. I have right here, I'll cross that out. Then I have a negative x to the third degree. I'm going to cross that out. Next, I have my negative 2x and a 6x, so a negative 2x, cross that out, and then I have a positive 6x, cross that out, and then I have a positive 8 and a negative 9. So now I have this in standard form. The beautiful thing about this is now I can combine like terms. So when I combine these two, what is that going to give me? If I have 2 and I take away 1, it's just going to give me what? X to the fourth. Right, so when I combine these two right here, I have a positive 3 and a negative 1. That's going to give me a positive 2x to the third degree. Now I'm going to combine these two right here. So I have a negative 2x and a positive 6x, which is going to give me a positive 4x. And then this right here is a positive 8 and a negative 9, which is going to give me a negative 1. And this is what I have right here. This is going to be my final answer. Now, when we're subtracting, remember when you guys are subtracting, you guys want to distribute your negative. So you're going to distribute your negative all the way across. Make sure you distribute. All right. So we're going to go ahead and we can write this a negative 2x to the third plus 5x to the second minus 8 plus 8. This is going to become a positive 2x to the third degree, and this is going to become a negative 3x. And the negative is going to distribute to make it a positive 4. Now let's see if we can write this in standard form. I have a negative 2x to the third degree. I'll cross that out. I also have a positive 2x to the third degree right here. All right. Then next I have a plus 5x squared. All right. So I have a plus 5x squared. I can cross that out. Then next I have my x's. So then I have a negative x right here, and then I have a negative 3x right there, and I have a positive 8 and a positive 4. Oh, sorry. Sorry, rewind. I just put it in standard form. Oh, yeah, I did right. Sorry. Okay, so a negative 3x, I have a positive 8, and a positive 4. All right, so now I'm going to combine like terms. So I have a negative 2x to the third power and a positive 2x to the third degree. So these are just going to cancel each other out. A negative and a positive, the same thing, are just going to cancel each other out. So my highest degree is going to be 5x to the second degree right here. Now I have a negative x and a negative 3x. So that means I have, remember your x is the same thing as having like an imaginary 1 here. So that means I owe someone $1, then I had to borrow $3 more. So how much do I owe them in total? So I owe them a total of 4x. So $4. I owe them a total of $4. Okay. So then we're going to go and combine. So we combined these two. Now we can combine these two. So I have an 8. 8 plus 4 is going to give me a positive 12. Wonderful. All right, so we were simplifying. So we simplified. This is some of the things that you're going to be seeing on your test. I just kind of want to work with you guys on this. All right, so the next thing I want to do is I want to do the box method with you so you guys can remember how to work this. Remember, your box method is when they're going to give you we're going to give you an equation. Let's see. Okay, we have them right here. So I'm going to give you 2x minus 3 and 4x minus 5. So we're going to use the box method. We're going to draw this beautiful box right here. Okay. And we're going to make sure that we break this up. So I'm going to put my 2x here. I'm going to put my negative 3. See, that's a negative. Your sign always accompanies your term. And then I'm going to put a 4x here. And then I'm going to put a negative 5 here. So then I'm going to multiply. So 4 times 2 is going to give me 4x times 2x is going to give me an 8x squared. 4x times a negative 3 is going to give me a negative 12x. 2x times a negative 5 is going to give me a negative 10. And then a negative 5 times a negative 3 is going to give me a positive 15. Guess what I get to do? I get to write all of these out. All right, so I'm going to start with my highest term. I'm going to put them in standard form, 8x to the second degree. Then I have a negative 10x. Then I have a negative 12x. And then I have a positive 15. Guess what? This can come down, 8x to the second degree. Guess what? We can combine like terms. If I owe someone $10 and I owe someone another $12, how much do I owe them all together? That's the question. So I owe them a negative 22x plus 15. And this is how we solve these problems here. Okay? That's the box method. Please always remember how to do the box method. Also, when we have squaring the binomial, so squaring the binomials, let me write this down. Squaring the binomials, okay? I'm going to pick a different color for this, but squaring the binomials is something like this. So if I have 2x to the 2x minus 5 squared, it's the same thing as saying 2x minus 5, 2x minus 5. And we're going to use the box method to solve this problem as well. All right, so we'll draw a box over here. So we're going to put our 2x right here and negative 5 here. We're going to put our 2x right here and negative 5 here. So 2 times 2 right here is going to give me what? 2x times 2x is going to give me a 4x squared. 2x times a negative 5 is going to give me a negative 10x. 2x times negative 5 is going to give me a negative 10x. And then a negative 5 times a negative 5 is going to give me a positive 25. So let's write all this out in standard form. 4x squared minus 10x minus 10x plus 25. You guys see that? When I combine my like terms, 4x, this is going to give me a negative 20x plus 25. This is going to be your answer. All right. Remember, let me go to another page. Remember, when we're setting up something, when we're doing a box method with something like this, say we have x minus 5, and then you have x squared minus 8x plus 3. If you set it up using the box method, remember, just going to set it up like that so that you can do x squared, 8x, and negative 8x, and a 3, and then x and positive 5. And remember, you're going to multiply each one of these out. Okay? So that would be x cubed. We have a negative 8x, and then we have a 3x. This is going to give you a negative 5 squared. This is going to give you a 40x, and this is going to give you a negative 15. And it will look like this: x to the third minus 13x squared plus 43 minus 15. And I combined my like terms. I already combined my like terms. All right? Everybody get that? Sorry, this should be a square. All right? And this should be a 43. Sorry, this should be a 40. A 43. 40 plus 3 should be 43x minus 15. All right, so real quick, now that we worked on that, I just kind of want to touch on really quick. Oh yes, let's touch on division real quick. Let's do a real quick division problem. So let's just put division right here. All right, and let's just say we have 21x to the third minus 35x to the second all over 7x. Remember, we have to split this up. So it's going to be 21x to the third over 7x minus 35x squared over 7x. Remember, anytime you divide, you're going to be subtracting your degrees, right? So 7 goes into 21 3 times. And then if you have x to the third degree and then x at the bottom, that's going to give you x squared minus 7 goes into 35. How many times? 5 times. And then if you have x to the second degree, remember that's a 2. You're subtracting. You subtract it from x. That's going to give you just an x. So that's 2 from 1. You're subtracting 2 from 1, right? Wonderful. So we touched on that. And I just want to make sure that we touch on our factoring. I want to make sure that we are clear on factoring. All right, so let me give you an example on factoring real quick. So when you, I don't know what that is. So when you factor in the calculator, so when you're going to do your factoring, right, let's just say I have x squared plus 8x plus 15. Remember, your A is going to equal 1. Remember, your B is going to equal 8. And remember, your C is going to equal 15. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to hit the first thing you want to do is you want to hit your apps button. After you hit your apps button, you're going to scroll down and then you're going to hit either 4 or 9. But your app is going to look like, I'm scrolling down in my calculator, it's going to be Polly Smith's. There you go. So then you're going to scroll down until you get to Polly Smith's 2. Once you do that, you're going to hit enter. The next thing you're going to do is keep going through your calculator, and then you're going to enter in your A value, your B value, and your C value, and then you're going to hit second graph. So then you're going to hit second and then graph. And if you get something like this where it says x1 equals 1 and then x2 equals negative 1 over 2, it's going to look like this. X minus 1, right? And then 2x plus 1. You see? This right here, I'm going to put my x here. This is a positive. I switch it to a negative. For x2, I have my 2. I pull it out with my x. And this is a negative, so I'm making it positive. All right? All right, friends, that's it. That's my quick review. I wish you guys the best of luck on your test. Make sure you guys are showing all of your work. All of your work. And your test should be submitted by the end of class. Any test that's not submitted, I'm not going to give you credit for because you guys will have plenty of time to complete your test. All right. Bye.